that's when he said to me that there was a big blank spot in his brain. It was like a big dark hole.
And the pastor believes what happened when John Skelton says he blanked out is everyone's worst fear about the fate of 3 missing boys from Morenci. Good evening. I'm Diana Lewis.
And I'm Stephen Clark. The boy's father will be sentenced tomorrow in a plea deal on kidnapping charges.
But a conversation with Skelton's pastor may explain why there's an ongoing murder investigation. Action News investigator Bill Proctor is here now with an exclusive.
Bill?
Well, Skelton's pastor has been at a certain point for quite some time. She's one of the first people, in fact, to talk to him after his boys disappeared last Thanksgiving. What she says he told her is very chilling, and it's a secret she has kept from the boys' family and the church she leads until now.
I asked him to start from the very beginning.
Pastor Donna Galloway was shaking, trying to talk between the tears as she recounted conversations she had with John Skelton soon after Alexander, Andrew, and Tanner disappeared.
That I would listen to whatever he had to say and do whatever I could to bring the boys home.
Galloway is the pastor of Morenci's United Methodist Church. That's the small town where the boys lived with their mom. Their parents had divorced, but both were close to the pastor. Skelton talked to her for hours in the hospital with a broken ankle suffered in a suicide attempt just before he was arrested for kidnapping. He turned to his pastor for comfort, but she says she wanted answers.
And that's when he said to me that there was a big blank spot in his brain. It was like a big dark hole. He didn't know where the boys were. He didn't know what happened.
Those first conversations were followed by a bizarre phone call from Skelton. Pastor Donna was still in the hospital, but in a room where family had gathered, along with an FBI agent. That's when she says Skelton called and told her in an angry, impatient tone he had taken the boys home. Not back to his ex-wife Tanya, not to a relative, but that he had taken them home, and that the pastor, of all people, should know what he meant.
You came to the conclusion then those boys are no longer with us.
In my head. In my head.
In a recent telephone interview from the Lenawee County Jail, I asked Skelton what he meant when he told the pastor he had sent the boys home. You left her with the impression, even though you didn't say it, but you intimated that your children were dead.
No, yeah, well, the FBI and Donna were into that tune, and they would not listen. They wouldn't leave me alone. So I let them go on their rant.
So it's not true?
Oh, absolutely not.
Skelton has told police repeatedly that he gave the boys to an unnamed family to protect them from their mother, but there has been no proof that Skelton did this. Pastor Donna says her early conversations with Skelton still haunt her, and though for months she has encouraged her flock and the missing boys' relatives to believe that one day the boys will be found alive and well, the pastor doesn't believe they will be.
I would like nothing more than to have some person pop up from the other end of nowhere and say, I've got Andrew, Alex, and Tanner, and I'm bringing them home. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
Skelton pled no contest to unlawful imprisonment charges in July and could get up to 15 years in state prison. That's tomorrow at his sentencing. That's when he finally finds out after waiting a number of weeks.
Now, Bill, you know, a lot of people still looking for those boys out there, yet police are really treating this as a homicide now. Is there an official search?
It's all the changes in statements from John Skelton. I mean, early on, apparently telling the minister, and of course she passing it on, that the boys were taken home, and so many different statements about the children being wrapped up in blankets. It's the kind of disjointed nature of a lot of what he has said, and the fact that no evidence has turned up that they feel this really must be, at this point, a homicide investigation.
All right, Bill, thanks.